guys, I'm Abigail and welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing something a little different. As you saw in the title, I am designing a character outfit. So I am using my iPad Pro. I have the 10-inch one and I don't quite know how to screen record yet, so sorry. And in like a minute or so, I had to pause this. My husband and I went on a walk and hung out for a bit, and then I came back to this and it was dark, so the light will change in a minute. But this is an original character of mine, and she belongs in my story. I have yet to name her, so she is, though, I've been referencing her as the High Priestess, because in my story, there are many forms of magic, and the magic she practices is that of gods and goddesses. So she worships a goddess, and she has devoted her entire life to worshiping this goddess, and this goddess grants her with powers to spread her message, convert people, just kind of do the goddess's work in the world. And so because of that, she's got many different outfits. And today I am designing the outfit she would wear around their place of worship as the High Priestess. So I love the look, like a structured look. So there are folds and stuff, but as you notice, there's not a lot of wrinkles because I like to think that this fabric would have been like really stiff. It's not supposed to be super comfortable. It's a lot for show. It's like, because her being the High Priestess, she, a lot of what she does is showy, flashy. She's done a ton of work to become the High Priestess. It's not just anybody can have this title, and so she is done a lot to earn this. And so each piece I've imagined would represent something. So she's got kind of this little crown on, as if she is almost like she's the one to be quote unquote worship, but she's not, which is where like the veil comes in, as in she's the placeholder for the goddess. So like her own face is covered. And I wanted it to be kind of modest, kind of not. So that's why she's got her, you do see a little cleavage, but that's okay. I love it anyway. But she's got would be like the stiff starched like white peasant top, a corset, and this like thick heavy overskirt over top of like probably some softer underskirts, I don't know. But I love like little veils with like this little scalloped edge, so I had to put that in there. It's a fan favorite of mine. And I do this like gorgeous like I completely pulled it out of my ass. I did not even plan it ahead of time at all. I made up this really gorgeous gold detailing along the bottom of her skirt. And I pull the colors from this drawing I have done of the goddess herself. So I'm gonna pause for a bit and let you watch me finish sketching, and I'll talk more when I get to the coloring portion. Psych, I'm not gonna talk until the coloring. I did want to talk about the world she belongs in a bit, because this is outfit design and world building. So the outfit she is wearing can be seen as like reminiscent of older times, like corset. People don't wear corsets for more than style, and like, it's supposed to be kind of reminiscent of an older time. The story does take place in a modern society, so something similar to our own. I haven't fleshed out a whole lot of details with that, but I'd imagine there'd be things like phones, and it doesn't take place in a world like ours. There is no, United States and whatever. I have been thinking of maps and stuff, but I haven't quite fleshed anything out. I've been kind of saving it for me to think about it in my head a bit, / I think it'd be fun to make videos exploring these worlds, because world building is something I have never been very great at, and I have been really, really, really enjoying digging deep into these characters that I have loved for so long. And I have been the main character of my story is Nathan, and I have several videos about him if you'd like to see more. And he's been a character of mine forever, and I've never hashed out a story. I just never knew anything about him, and I decided it was time to change that, and I'm enjoying it so unbelievably much. So here in the video, though, back to the video, what I did is I duplicate, when I'm kind of in a pinch, I duplicate my ink layer, and then I fill in all the holes with a solid color, and that's what I use clipping mask to color on top of. But I inked with, it's called the Dry Studio pen, and so sometimes there's these little gaps, so it's not completely closed, and sometimes it's a pain. See, it's what feels like that, and sometimes it's a pain in the butt to find exactly those holes are, but I found them, and eventually, and it worked out perfectly fine. So here, I am erasing a little bit of her chub and her boobies on the side there, and that's, it's nothing to do with her. I love her curvy as she is, but I was going for a very structured look, so I chose the corset. And well, if you don't know what a corset is, it's like thick material, like thick fabric, and has like boning in it. It's like harder, and like you cinch your waist with it, so it kind of sucks everything in and pushes it up, and so you have that kind of structured hourglass look. And because of that, I didn't want to make her look like a rectangle by putting the corset over top of her chub. It's as if she cinched it in the back, so it gave her that figure. And that is one of my favorite things to do. I love like drawing out a character's body and then putting some kind of restrictive clothing on it to like her shoulders. I drew her shoulders rounded in her base, but when I went to draw her close, it was stiff, so I made like that sharp corner. I love that. I don't know why, it's so pleasing to me. And same with like drawing a character who's got a little bit of chub and then acting as if I'm putting a corset on them. Instead of just like drawing the corset first, I draw their body and then I put a corset on it. And it's very entertaining. And like I said, I picked the coloring in the beginning. I picked the coloring from the image of the goddess she worships. I haven't come up with a name of her yet, but I have decided I want her to be the many sides of women is what I want her to represent. I want her to be strong, I want her to be smart, but I also want her to be compassionate. And she's also a war goddess, because I just feel like, women can do that. And I wanted my character to, have a reason to fight too, like why she would be, very knowledgeable on battle. And I feel like because her goddess cares about that a lot as well, knowing that, women should need to defend themselves as well. Obviously not need to. Nobody should have to defend themselves against anything, but in this situation, women should be able to defend themselves and do it strategically. So, and here's where I was talking about that beautiful gold detailing that I did. that I love just so very much. I made it up, and those bottom pieces, that little shape, kind of like I used to use that shape for petals of flowers when I was younger. One of my favorite shapes to draw when I'm starting a pattern. I put it on the bottom of like lots of dresses and sleeves and whatever, because it's cute and it's easy. And then, because this is not like a super finish, these drawings that I am doing when I am just designing an outfit, they are more for my reference than they are a finished piece. So because of that, I'm lazy and I just copy, paste, and I just stick it on the other side there. That's the beauty of digital art, is it not? It's flawless. Overall, I do prefer traditional art, but I am learning to love digital. What I love about it is I think it's kind of funny. I like sketching traditionally more, but when I ink a digital piece, oof, I love digitally inking, because I've got that dry brush is the best. That dry inking brush, I love it to pieces. So now I am adding the final touches to kind of make this piece seem a little less flat by just adding a little dimension to the gold, giving it some, just, like a little bit of a gold texture as if it's shiny. And I colored in those jewels. I love it. I have incorporated the jewel that is on the necklace into her everyday outfit. And you can actually see it in previous drawings where I include this character, and it's so much fun. I do her veil on a separate layer though, because how I draw veils like this, like fabric that is sheer, is I use like a separate whole layer and I fill it in, the color I would want. And I was debating between a white veil or a black veil, so I tested out with the opacity there. I just lower the opacity, that's all I do. And then I had tested with the black, and I loved it so much more, so I went with the black, and I do add a bit of detailing to it as well, just because I feel like this is her outfit that she would be wearing in like a service, to visiting with people in the place of worship, and when people come to her for help or guidance, this is what you'd be wearing. And I wanted to be, a little theatrical, so kind of ornate, showing who she is and what she represents and the work she's done to be here. And I love the ornamental look. And I do have another drawing, an outfit I had done. It was like supposed to be of what she would wear to like a ritual, and I didn't like it, so I don't include it because I don't like it. I'm going to redo it, and I have her everyday outfit, and the only thing left is her battle outfit. She does not have yet an outfit in which she would wear to prepare for a battle. And I just do some light shading here. Kind of helps with when you've got these really thick folds of the dress and then have white. It's a little easier to see some dimension with some light shading. I just use a multiply layer and lower the opacity a bit, and then I blend out the white because it was just a really harsh purple line. And she is done. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Maybe you'll like, maybe you'll subscribe, check out some of my other videos, and I hope that you have a fantastic day and that you stay safe. Bye!